Hello, my friend. I am Dr. Huang, author of 3 books, From Storm to Blossom, Guiding Stars, and also The Chameleon. 3 books that focus on tips and pointers about how to best help our students to blossom and achieve highly in our schools. And today I want to talk to you about what I do on a daily basis, which is all about technology. I am currently the teacher technology leader at my school. And oftentimes I get asked the following questions. 1, what do I do with my kids who are always on their devices? 2, how do I really use technology in my classroom when I myself is not so fluent? 3, if my kids are spending time on their devices already, what do I do to make best use out of the device? So today I want to really demystify some of the issues that we have about technology so we can actually use this great investment that we have purchased for our students for better use. Now, let's first look at, I believe with everything we do, there has to be a roadmap. And at the end of that roadmap, there has to be goals and objectives. So let's think about devices. Now, regardless if you have an iPhone or Android phone or any kind of device from any brand, we want to look at how to turn this tool into a learning device that actually promotes achievement rather than taking away time from our kids to learn the content of study at school. So think about the goals and objectives. For the 21st century learning, in the United States, we have pretty much solidified that the goal has to be how to promote the 4 C's as the learning goals. And what are the 4 C's? They are communication, creativity, collaboration, and critical thinking. If we're going to ask, is the time that my child spends on the device well used, then you need to ask yourself this question. At the end of a day, has my child achieved or reached any of these goals? Creativity, communication, collaboration, and critical thinking. If your answer is, I don't know, I'm not quite sure, or absolutely not, then your device is now just a glorified version of a toy, a very expensive piece of toy, rather than a tool. So I'm hoping that with today's live chat, I can actually shed some light on how to really instantaneously, without even investing in any app or programs, you can right away turn this glorified toy into a learning device, learning tool. So let's get started. On any device, whether it's a cell phone or a tablet, you can actually immediately find the following 3 functions that every single device has. One is a recording tool. It's pretty much either a camera or a video camera or just a microphone. You can record. So one is a recording tool. Second one is a note-taking tool that allows you to share or email any content that you have produced. The third one is the capability of going on any kind of social media that you decide to participate in. So let's first look at the first tool, the recording tool. Let's just say, parents often ask me, how do I know my child is actually reading or my child is actually doing his or her homework? Well, here is a great use of the recording tool. Say you are not quite sure if your child is reading and you really have no time to sit there and read with your child. You're cooking, you're shopping, you have a lot of we as parents, we're busy. You can have your child take a book and start recording. Hit the record button and just start recording his or her own reading. Now that serves the following 2 purposes. Number 1, you're holding the child accountable. So the child knows at the end of the day, he or she better have some recording for you to listen to. And of course, you get to enjoy your child's oral reading. Number 2, at the end of that recording, your child gets to listen to the recorded content. That works as a second layer or the double dosing for your child to listen to the content of his or her reading. On the off chance that the first reading did not really sink in and your child didn't really comprehend what he or she read, now here's a second opportunity for them to be exposed to this reading. And this works for anywhere from kindergarten to 12th grade or even at college level. How often do you get an article that you have read and you have no clue what you have just read? But if you recorded it by you reading it aloud to yourself, the second time when you listen to it, it's a great exposure for you to listen to it twice. Now let's look at the second tool, which is a typing tool, note-taking device, or just simply email. If you're wondering if your child is actually working or doing his or her homework, one of the things you can have your child do is to just email you the content. If they're supposed to be writing, if they're supposed to be producing sentences, any kind of content, have them email the finished work to you. So even when you are not at home yet, you're busy at work or you're on your way home on a train, your child can actually send you the work, and whenever you get a chance, a few minutes, you can open up the attachment and just view their work. And if there's anything that needs to be fixed, you can get it fixed right there. What a powerful tool, right? So your ability to monitor your child's work is no longer limited to the time that you sit right next to your child. She can produce work and send it to you at any time. I actually had a parent asking, well, I'm going to go on a business tour to Asia. So I'm going to be gone for about 2 weeks. How do I monitor my child's work? I made this suggestion, and this father was actually able to assist his child's learning while he was away. How awesome was that? Simple, easy, and you're turning this great device into a working tool for both you and your child. Lastly, you have this capacity using this device that you have to get on any kind of social media. You name it, it's available. Now, my suggestion is that, again, I don't know your social circle as an adult. I don't know if you're a teacher, you're a parent. I don't know your social circle. But if you trust your social circle, I have seen parents posting their child's work, their writing, onto the social media, and then ask the friends to please provide feedback or correction for the child's work. You now just got a second, third, fourth pair of eyes looking at your child's work and provide advice and answers for your child's work. Now, again, it goes to if you trust your friend circle. You can create a close group where only trusted friends can be in the circle to help your child. Imagine if you have a parents group. If you know your child's friends and their parents, create a circle for them, or create a network under a certain social media. And you can have kids critiquing each other's work. What a great, powerful tool when children learn how to positively provide feedback to each other's work. And before they have to turn that piece of homework in, please do not think of this as cheating. This is a great way for them to complement each other's ability. They look at each other's work. This is what they do in the classroom anyway. Teachers have them peer edit, and they do revision before they have the final draft. So while we're using social media, what better use than having other parents or other students critiquing your child's work before it needs to be turned in? Think about that. So if you find your child spending a lot of time on his or her cell phone or device or tablet, just think of using these 3 different ways to support their learning. When I'm working with students, they love blogging and inputting their own comments just to show that they are a part of a social group, that they belong. So imagine you make this purposeful and meaningful. It makes the learning process so much fun when they know they don't have to be sitting in the classroom to learn. They can still learn outside of a classroom with a group of trusted friends. So again, you have the recording device to record your child's learning. They can get a secondary exposure to their own reading. And let me share this comment with you. You will be so amazed how many kids have never listened to themselves read. They have no idea how poorly or how wonderfully they sound when they read orally. And that is a fluency skill that they have to hone before they can get into comprehension. If your child is reading in a way that is choppy and is not smooth, it eventually affects their understanding and comprehension of the text. So make sure you utilize this tool for them to record. And of course, if you want to go one more step, have them record the way I'm recording, with a video, so they can see how they present themselves in front of a camera. And it's a great way for presentation. In the United States, speaking includes speaking in front of the audience, and your presentation includes how you present yourself in front of the audience. So there you go. Here's a device that you can use. and of course the note-taking device, the note-taking tool, and then finally to use social media in a way that positively reinforce your child's ability to critique and receive comments to make correction to their work prior to turning it in to school the next day. So without downloading any app, without adding anything more to your device, there it is, a great learning tool. Now, keep in mind, when we think about using device and technology to learn, it's never about what's the next greatest website, the best app. Now, they help, but it's really about the ideas and the usage behind the technology. So with that in mind, I invite you, now this is weekend, so you get the next 2 days with your kids. Why not give it a try? Why not start a brand new routine for your child on their device and see if this is going to work positively for your child? Now, I see comments coming in. I'm having a hard time, typing in and recording at the same time. So I'll be sure to answer your comments at the end of this broadcast. And again, I thank you for listening in. This is my second time doing my live chat in English. If you know of friends who need this type of content, please do share. I'm always on my devices, and if you send me a private message, my private message is open all the time, and I respond to you within 24 hours. I want to be there for you in your family, in your classroom. So if you have any needs, simply let me know. Thank you so much for listening in, and until next week, stay out of trouble, and you know what? Use your device wisely. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.